Good day, ladies and gents. I'm Emilio A. Colon Sr. This is the EC Show coming to you from sunny South Florida. This is a full EJ production. EJ's in the background shooting us in association with Jeremy Torres of the Performing Arts Center here in Coral Springs. This show is fully sponsored by KD Power Greens, my urban farm microgreens company that I own with my kids. Make sure you get all your microgreens at kdpowergreens.com. For all you pickleball players, go to nostringsattachedpb.com. And for all your EC Respect merch, go to EnasiaColon.com. ENASIACOLON.com. Now, the reason why I didn't introduce this fella right here right away is because he needs a proper introduction. This is Joey Binetti. He is a EC Show originator from the beginning. I'm talking about when we were sitting in a little 200-foot square room.
Trying to figure it out.
We had 7 people in there. Felt like Mexicans in a sardine can. It was bad.
Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
Too many. So Joey Binetti, I appreciate you joining me on the show.
I appreciate you.
Now, there is a funny story to this. Normally, my right-hand man, Joe Budo, he's normally right next to me. But unfortunately, Joe is in the Keys, stuck handling some business that he has to attend to with Highland Charters, which is his boat company. So, Joe, you and Rob, you go do your thing.
Hell yeah.
But Joey decided to sit on the show for me. Now you have to tell him the story because I called you last minute.
You did. You called me last minute. And I
called you like an hour and a half ago.
I was, literally six something. I was just making dinner for the kids and on the toilet. And my phone's going off and it's Born. And usually when Born calls me, it's either something happened or he needs my help with something. And I'm always there no matter what, no questions. And I was taking a shit. And he's like, hey, you want to be on the show tonight? Be here, we're starting at 8. I'm like, all right, I'll be there. Called my wife, and I was like, listen, I'm not going to be home for dinner. I got to go. She said, okay.
Yo, listen, that means so much to me because it means that I could literally call somebody, and they put down what they're doing to come here. That's extremely important.
It's a fact.
But Joey, myself, Marcus Mack, Omar Blanco, Clarence,
Jordan
Crate, and Cameron Dennis. Shout out to Cameron. Those were the original EC Show creators, and Joey and Marcus were gonna create a social media part of it. It was gonna be like a spin-off to what we were doing. It was supposed to be called EC Kicks.
Yes.
Where you guys were really, really big sneakerheads.
Yes.
Now it started off right. It had a little bit of momentum. But it died because Joey and fucking Marcus did absolutely nothing.
Nothing
at all. So it just turned into me being the sneakerhead that I am, posting and talking about it and bringing it up and trying to motivate these kids to do it. But it just fell off, it died. It completely died.
It was a mixture of being busy, Marcus doing Marcus, and there was not much to it. It was literally, we kind of gave up, I'm not going to lie. It was... But we moved on to bigger and better things. Look where we're at.
Oh, that's crazy.
I literally...
seriously, be honest.
No,
you thought?
Nope. When you first told me, sitting a month ago, 2 months ago, and you're like, I'm going to be at the Performing Arts Center. I'm like, to do what? And you're like, to do the show. And I was like, there's no shot. And you did the show, and it was awesome. It was a good
I got to give a shout out to Jeremy, because in all actuality, Jeremy's the one that kind of lit the flame on this. Because one day he comes in and he goes, yo, what about doing the show at the Performing Arts Center? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do that shit in a heartbeat. I don't care. For me, like I said, I'm already on this stage in my mind. I'm already with the crowd full of people and no fuck-ups when it comes to production or audio, and that's on us, because we produce this show pretty much by ourselves. The guys in the back, they handle everything else as professional as possible, but from a production standpoint of recording and editing and all that type of shit, we do that shit ourselves. So in all actuality, I hold myself to a very, very high standard. So I already see myself with all the lights in the stage and this, that, and the third. So if you really think about it, later on in the future, the show is only going to get bigger, if the people show up and they support.
Of course,
in all actuality.
And
so if you want me coming out like a fucking WWE wrestler with pyrotechnics and shit like that, that's exactly how it has to be.
Roman Reigns bloodline entrance. I'm just going to hold up
one fucking finger all day long like this. Talk about Cody Rhodes' mama and all types of shit. That's all I'm going to do.
The final boss, he said.
The final boss, without question. But no, Joey, thank you for coming on such short notice. It means the world to me. I really, really do appreciate it. There's so much to discuss. We could talk about whatever. I did want you to plug your successful pool business. Please do. Go ahead. And it's not fair that I do it. You have to do it.
Of course.
So tell them what it is.
So I own a swimming pool contractor and pool store, Randall Swimming Pool Supplies. It's in Pompano, 750 East McNabb Road. If you need anything, I support the entire Broward County area, take care of everything. And we do everything from remodels, pool service, everything. and it's been a big success. I bought it back in July of last year. I was working for a capital firm that owned a lot of companies, one of them being that. And I just fell in love with the business. It was like, it's a never dying business. It's recession proof. It's proof of everything. Like COVID happened, the business didn't even fall. Didn't get crippled once, because you can't stop taking care of your pool unless you fill it in with sand. What are you gonna do?
Right, and especially with people staying home because of that. I don't even want to say that word because sometimes we get flagged when you say that word. But people staying home because of it, they actually want to do more with their pools.
Oh no, that was 100%. It was literally, everybody was staying home. They were enjoying the fact that their backyard could be transformed into this new entity. They could go from just having a pool to having a pool, a pergola. I didn't even know what the heck a pergola was. I literally one day I had a customer come in asking for it, and sure enough, we built one. It was beautiful, and it's been a really big challenge. I will say that it's been the toughest thing I've ever done.
So what Joey is wearing is a shout out to the fire department, fire service, firefighters, the police officers, and for medical service people. That's our version of Protect. It's basically the EC play of the wording, and we like to show love to them because they do immense things on a daily basis.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 100%.
Now, I don't remember. I think I did. Did I show you what we're coming out with in May?
You did it. We had spoke about it the last time I saw you, but I haven't seen any. So
I'm gonna give everybody a brief rundown of what we're coming out. We're coming out with camo gear for military, you name it. We want to shout out them. It's gonna come out May 3rd. It'll be May, June, July, all the way to July 4th to celebrate all of our service members and women, to represent them. My dad was a veteran, so we wanted to do something like that. But I had this in the works last year, but I don't like rushing things. There's so many things sometimes that end up on the cutting room floor.
You got your hand in so many pots too, and like the minute you pick one up, I swear, and I'm not just saying it because we're here. He puts his hand in a pot and he pulls out a clump of gold. It's crazy. I don't
know about all that, but thank you though. I appreciate that.
I mean, look, you turned this little 200 square foot thing into this.
But it's with help, obviously.
Of course. You're never going to do it on
By
your
the way,
own.
I didn't say this earlier. This part of the show is still powered by Ignite Social. Shout out to Ashley. We appreciate you, Ashley. Thank you so much. But no, I mean, I can't do it without people willing to participate.
Of course not.
I can't do it without Joe Budo. I can't do it without EJ. I can't do it without so many other people that are not even here. Rachel Budo, Inasia Cologne. Like, I can't do it without those members. I can't. So there has to be some type, even my homie that thinks I'm 12, I can't do it without him. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it without...
He lives like he's 12 still. He lives in the fast lane.
That's an inside joke, by the way. But I can't do it without people like that. So I'm extremely thankful and appreciative that people like to come show us support.
Well, the biggest thing, too, is like to see where everything's come from. I mean, I remember I first met you, almost 17 years ago now.
The guy in the booth is the one that introduced me.
Jeremy did, yes.
The guy in the booth is the one that introduced me.
Big ups and shout out Jeremy, yes.
Shout out to Jeremy.
But no, I remember literally being at the shop and waiting to get my hair cut, and it was like in Asia was like wanting to play the games on the computer. And it was like, just play with her. Sat on my lap, we played these games on the computer that were at the shop. And now this. It's
20-year relationships for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hands down. I'm watching these young men turn into adults, having families, getting married. Like becoming business owners, homeowners. It's an amazing experience, to be quite honest with you. There was a couple of subjects that I wanted to touch. Now, the first thing I wanted to say is, yesterday I didn't even know whether or not we were going to pull this show off, to be quite honest with you, because it's been so hectic. We literally moved Katy Power Greens from its old facility into a brand new facility.
Awesome.
So I had no idea whether or not we were going to have enough time to even do this. Like, presently right now, shout out to my wife, because she's holding it down with the plumber. The plumber's putting freaking water through the ceiling and dangling hoses and all types. So shout out to her. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But
big shout out Wendy.
Yeah, big shout out Wendy. But once again, there's so much going on and so many different things going on that I just want to keep it moving, because if you stay busy, shit will fall into place.
Absolutely, 100%. And it's literally all about staying busy. I can't tell you. I feel like, when I first bought the place, the business was there for 40 years, but it was like, what are you going to do? How are you going to move this into the next direction? It was, I started something small with like little marketing ads and stuff, and now it's like, find myself like I don't know what else to do in my day. Like I can't find an extra minute. Like
you're watching the EC show at 12 o'clock.
at 12 o'clock for lunch, I tell them all the
At
time.
12
Yes,
o'clock at lunch,
12
he's
o'clock
watching
that,
EC show.
and yeah, apologize in advance. Love those two podcasts.
Oh yeah, shout out to them. Apologize.
Yes.
That episode with Joe and the kids, hands down, my favorite
Great,
episode. I'm not
great.
even gonna lie. Shout
Great
out to
episode.
Giabella, Melania,
Yes.
Sophia. You guys did absolutely amazing. Go
Yes.
watch I Apologize in Advance on YouTube.
You could definitely feel the family in there.
So yesterday I was so busy, to be quite honest with you. I'm gonna chill because my
Yeah.
ass is fucking hurting.
Yeah, I think I'll
So
take
I was so busy yesterday, right? That EJ had even mentioned to me that it was what was the girl's name from Iowa? Oh, Caitlin Clark versus the girls from LSU. I wasn't even paying attention to it. I saw some of the highlights today. And I have to say, without question, the only thing I don't like is I don't like how the media tries to predict or try to put black versus white. I can't stand this shit.
And the worst part too is like for instance, like you take you and I, you know, you come from a Hispanic background, I come from an Italian background, but it's like we look at everything in black and white or black, white, brown, whatever the case may be, but it's just like
Enough already.
I'm over it. I'm so over it because I could literally walk into a room, no matter what the situation is, and make friends with the entire room.
How come it can't just be a bunch of ballers playing against another bunch of ballers?
That's what I'm saying. It's the other thing too is they take the race and all that stuff, and the minute if it's a positive situation, you'll never hear it. No. But it always has to be in a negative situation,
right.
And it's so frustrating because it's. What do you want to look at? What do you want to show your kids when they're older? Is like, do you want to show them, oh, you know, because you know, little Michael's black or Joey's white or whatever? No, it's like if you're friends with whoever. My daughter Aurelia,
dude,
my youngest.
It's taught because in all actuality,
It's
you can
100%
you can put a bunch of little babies in a room and they'll all play with each other. They won't care what color they are.
No kid. You can't teach you. Yes, you have to teach that because if you don't, then they're never going to understand.
No, of course.
My daughter, we had her 5th birthday last year, and it was like I had 500. Felt like I had 500 kids in my house. Were they all white? No, there was 1,000 parents there. It literally felt like a zoo.
Right.
And it was great, but it was so much fun.
But no, it was exciting and it's crazy because it had got mentioned to me that the ratings and everything was up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people were watching it, and a lot of people were tuning in. And it's like outperforming certain sports, like, you know, basketball games or whatever it may be. They'll compare it to like the lowest NBA game and be like, oh, this was more watched than the lowest NBA game. Good, that's great.
Yeah.
But the reason why it's happening, in my opinion, I think it's happening because people are getting tired of being fed the same shit over and over and over again. Now, they do try to create the narrative to where, like I said, it was black and white. But what people really get to enjoy is they just get to enjoy the basketball.
Of course, and you know what? You know what's crazy that you're talking about this right now is that you're starting to see it in the younger generation, like the 15, 16, 17 area now, where they're like, you know, they have parents that are, you know, our age, your age. You know, EJ's 15, and they're tired of hearing their parents say it, so they now want to come up with their own thing, and all these kids are changing the way they look at it. So we have to hope that these next generations are going to change the way we see all that.
Absolutely, no. But she did her thing. Shout out to her. She's in the Final Four. Good luck to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I told EJ, I said, look, if she wins the whole thing, I hope she goes to Jason Williams and tell him, fuck you. Because Jason Williams was on her ass about, oh, she's not great unless she wins championship. So if she wins it all, give him a big middle finger, without question. Without question.
The best example you could give is look at Dan Marino. Mm-hmm. You're gonna say he's shit because he doesn't have like.
Nah, he's fucking amazing.
Yeah, and it's just like the championships are always going to be the thing you strive for. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be awesome till you can do that, or maybe not, but get to that point? Then of course.
Right. You need a really good team to win a championship. You can't just win one individual.
So something I wanted to ask you, changing topics just a little bit, is you ready for WrestleMania this weekend?
Oh, fucking guy.
All I could think about on the way over.
So Jake, who's not on the show today, Jake wasn't feeling too good. He's normally on the show, Jake Feingold, the Jewish Dreidel. He's the one that got me back into it, honestly. I was completely dead, dormant. I wasn't paying attention to nothing.
The storylines were bad.
Now, here's the issue for me, right? I'm from an era where the wrestling was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Technical wrestling, I had Bret Hart, the British Bulldog, the Dynamite Kid, Shawn Michaels. I'm just naming a few. Randy Savage, Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect, whatever. I'm just naming a few, right? The wrestling was top-notch.
Absolutely.
Now the wrestling is not as good, but the promos are a million times better.
Like movies better. Yes.
I'd rather watch the promos than anything else.
The promos are honestly, like, I would say at least 80% of the reason I watch.
The Rock fucking comes out says absolutely nothing. The crowd is going ballistic.
Ballistic.
They're going ape shit. He's saying nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
He literally, 2 promos back to back. I don't remember if it was 2 SmackDowns back to back or whatever the case was. He literally said the same 3 sentences back to back,
Right.
and the crowd was going ballistic.
I'll be honest with you though. If I was doing a wrestling promo against The Rock, I would cook him. I would fucking cook him.
Oh, hell yeah.
I hope he sees this shit too. Shout me out on social media. I don't give a fuck. I would cook you.
Cook
There's
him.
no fucking way that you're gonna do a movie like Moana. Now, shout out, Moana's dope. But there's no way you're gonna be singing your fucking Welcome, because I could remix your Welcome real fucking quick. Trust me, that shit will sound amazing the way I do it. I promise you.
Absolutely.
What can I say except you're welcome? I will remix the fuck out of that in a heartbeat.
I think Cody Rhodes is doing such a phenomenal job of taking this industry and hyping it up. I mean, between him and Jey Uso is my absolute favorite on the entire roster,
Right.
both sides. I mean, he literally, you hear his name, you hear his music come out, he comes out, and I mean, look at Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee literally gets up on there and goes ballistic.
So here's the thing. I was getting shit because I was one of the people around my area, around my clique, that was watching him from the beginning. And I knew kind of like he was going in that direction. You know?
Yeah.
I knew. I could just tell, just based off the shit he was doing, the shit he was saying, how he was doing it, whatever. I could just tell. I'm like, yo, this kid is going to go fucking all the way up to the roof. Like, he's literally going to go past the roof, break the fucking roof.
Break
like,
it.
You name it. I just knew he was going to do that. But for me, in all actuality, I think, and this is just me predicting, I don't think Cody does it. I think they're literally just going to beat him up again. They're not gonna allow him to.
No, you're
They're
right.
not gonna allow him to, because once he finishes his story and it's done, that's it.
That's it.
It's over.
One of the guys that I follow on social media said one of these things the best. Cody can come in, no belt on, and erupt the crowd. His name is the biggest thing anywhere. I mean, for God's sakes, he's the best man at someone's wedding.
Right.
Like he's that guy. He's the face.
EJ makes fun of me. EJ likes to make fun of me because I like to watch the promos. Like, because sometimes I'm a little busy, so I don't get to see the shows live. And I'll watch the promos on YouTube, and EJ be like, "Dad's watching The Rock again." Like, Dad's watching
Yo,
The Rock.
he puts it on repeat. That's the thing.
No, because
They're good though.
I gotta
The
be
thing
honest.
is-
Wait, I'm gonna tell you why I do it.
The last time I see him watch a fight was never.
No, but I'm gonna tell you why I do it. I'll be honest with you. I do it to learn. I do it to learn from them, because when I
feel like
come
the
here
the
and I have to
storyline
introduce
is
somebody,
better.
or I have to, I have
If
to
you learn
hype
the
it up,
storyline.
I'm trying to just take little snippets off of them and create my own. Like, I'll give you an example. Jeremy and I were talking before the show had started outside, and the Performing Arts Center is doing some practices. So this is going to be the last episode for the month of April that we're doing on stage.
They're
We're
kicking
gonna
us
have to
out.
be in another area eventually, and we knew that. We all knew that. So they were practicing on stage, whatever, this, that, and third. And
You got to
Jeremy-
bring this couch. This couch is top
Oh,
tier.
the couch, yeah, the couch has to come for sure. But Jeremy was basically, kind of explaining to me, telling me earlier off stage that he's like, yo, Jeremy, what were we talking about? I lost my train of thought. We were outside.
Yo,
shooting us
we
up
need
and
to
start
check his
spitting it.
We need to check his memory. There's
No.
he's been
What are we
forgetting too
talking
much.
about? No, just spit what we were talking about outside.
Talking about different times.
No. Oh, sorry. Like plugs. I got it. Sorry. It was
This
about
guy.
plugging certain things. Meaning I got to promo certain things for the Performing Arts Center, whether they have a comedy show, whether they have whatever.
Yeah, of
a
course.
play, whatever. And I told Jeremy, I said, look, I'll plug whatever they want me to plug. The problem is when you give me what you want me to plug, I'm going to say it the way I'm going to say it.
course.
I'm not going to say it the way it says on the paper. So if you write it on the paper, this is State Farm, I'm like, this is fucking State Farm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm going to put my emphasis on it the way
Yeah,
I do
absolutely.
it. You understand? Just to get my point across so it sounds more relatable and it sounds like it's coming from me.
Yeah, and especially in what you do
Thank
here.
you, Jeremy,
is-
by the way. I fucking forgot that shit.
That's all right. Listen, you're another year older this year. We're all gonna get there.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh my God, he is getting older. He's forgetting.
We're
He's
all
getting
getting
older
there. We're
by
all
the
getting-
day.
Hey, listen, I'll be
He's getting
35 in
older
2
by the
months,
day,
all right?
Jeremy. I know
Listen,
you
we're
saw
all
that.
getting there.
He's getting older.
But no, I mean, back to what you were saying about watching the promos is helping you is you have to think, there's so many times where, like you said, you have a brain fart, you're trying to figure out where you're going. It's just they've probably ran those promos through their head 1,000 times. But do you think when they're getting booed in the crowd that they're going to remember that very second, if I get booed, what am I going to say type of deal? No, of course not.
They improvise.
Yeah, they improvise. It's very improvised.
They improvise. Baseball started.
Yeah, baseball did start. I know.
I had to wait an extra day. Opening day actually was supposed to be Thursday for us, and it ended up being Friday.
I hope just next year for the Mets.
Oh, my God.
Next year's our year.
It's only 5 games and relax.
Next year's
I got asked again about Otani today, by the way. Somebody asked me today.
I love Otani.
Somebody asked me today, and I told them I love Otani. They said, do I think
Otani? No. I apologize for everybody out there. I haven't followed baseball in a really long time since my dad.
Dodgers,
yeah, he's the one who signed that big contract,
yes,
right? That's all backloaded or whatever.
So somebody asked me about Otani, his gambling. Do I think he did it? And I said, absolutely. I said, nobody allows $4.5 million to go out of their checking account.
No, of course not.
So I absolutely think he did it. But I mean, for me, he's just relatable. He's more relatable because he's not as clean cut. He's like one of us. He does make mistakes. He does do things. He likes to have a little bit of, sweat on games.
He had the Chiefs money line.
Well, the thing
he had the Chiefs money.
Did he really? That's.
That
hey,
was
listen.
hilarious.
I would be.
That was hands down the best drop you've ever done. Like seriously.
The thing is like everybody sees them. They're these superstars. They're the athletes, but it's like they're human beings too. If you take away the team that they play for and who they are us as well. Like
I literally, right before I came on the show, I saw something that said that a senator in San Francisco, or a senator or a city official in San Francisco, wanted to change the rules on deferred payments because they don't want to allow deferred payments not to be taxed in the state or the city that it's earned in. Because Otani's contract is like so backloaded.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He's gonna end up getting fucking payments when he's not even playing there anymore.
And
you know what I'm
beyond.
saying? And beyond. So what the city official was trying to say is they want to promote something to where no matter what, you still have to pay the taxes where that was fucking earned.
Well, they're all gonna try to get their cut. It's he's doing it for the right reason. Just like as if like Tom Brady took a smaller contract to have better players on the team. That's what he's doing. So what if his agent was doing better for him? Like that's it. So this goes back to
fucking guy.
No. I will tell you this. Watching so mind you, it was 2 episodes that you guys talked about this. But watching those 2 episodes, I'm totally on your side with that. It's like you
Thank you.
You have to are you going to get the best deal? The best deal might come with the most money, but at the end of the day, it's the best deal. He did the best thing for him.
Are you listening, you dumbass? Did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what he said?
Friends are the best.
No, what did he say? What did he say?
It's stuffed in their phone.
What did he say?
What's her name? Tell me.
He said he's right, that I was right. He agrees with me about the best deal situation.
Hey, bro.
Listen,
It doesn't matter.
no.
Listen,
Hear my side of the story before you say
Listening.
anything. Hear my side. So, the best deal for the player could also be the best money deal as well. But again, you use Otani as an example. He took the most money and the best deal that was going to help his team
Jeremy, watch
move
this.
forward.
No matter what you do on a day-to-day basis, no matter what you do, you need to put food on the table for your family. So that way,
Fuck out it. Listen to me.
we
listen
always
to me.
get the best deals, no matter what. When it comes to grocery shopping, we get the best
fucking
deals.
kid.
When it comes to contracts, we get the best deals.
The thing too that wasn't said on the podcast that day, and it's not that it wasn't said, but it probably wasn't just thought about at the time, was that when you're talking about in the millions, it doesn't matter what the most money deal is because you're splitting hairs at millions at that point. They're going to do best for their player and they're going to have money regardless.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
So I mean, you could like I said, even like your dad was talking about on a smaller scale, it's like, was there more money involved when it came to in Asia? So what if there was? But guess what? At the end of the day, it was the best deal.
No, absolutely. Yo, dude, pay attention to the fucking show and get off your fucking phone.
I'm doing something.
Yeah, then do it all fucking thing. I don't want to end up hearing that shit on the fucking audio later
It's
on,
called
dude.
turning off the microphone.
Yeah, whatever.
Like
Oh,
it's-
I'm sorry. You know what? You're right. I apologize. If you did turn off the microphone, I'm sorry. You're right.
Exactly.
I said that.
Welcome.
Yeah. If he fucking finally improved after 7 fucking episodes shot here, Jeremy.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm sorry. It's
I know.
my fault.
Yeah, that's
You didn't hear anything I did on my phone just now, right?
Was he
Exactly.
on? Yes or no? Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Then I'm sorry. I admit. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Listen, Pops can apologize too.
So somebody asked me about the Avion bottles. I actually reached out to Avion right before the show had started and sent them something. Yeah. I mean, what's the worst they could fucking say?
The worst they can say is no.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's the same motto I
What if
had
they
when it
said
came to
we will never
girls
do
when I was
business?
younger. Like before my wife, I would talk to every girl in the world. What the fuck is the worst thing they could say? No.
There's a saying, and my dad used to say it all the time. You only make the shots you only miss the shots you don't shoot, or something on those lines. And it was like, because I used to play basketball, mind you. I
You
am.
miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
There it is. See, listen, okay, someone knew what it was.
Was your mic on to say that?
Yes.
Good. Hey, there we go. So that's the whole thing about it and it means everything. Like, listen. I tried to do some marketing. Did it work? Yes. I did another thing where I sent out direct mail, and then I did one where I sent out like a variety mailer, like in a magazine. The magazine did better because it was something that they could hold and they can go through. But they see this little card, and they're just gonna. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience. But you had to try, or you're gonna fail.
Right. No, I was having this discussion with EJ, and we were talking about best players. And, I mean, Trout is fucking hitting 500-foot home runs against the Marlins. Mookie Betts is almost batting 700 since the Korean series. And I'm trying to explain to EJ why Ohtani's on another level. Like, he's an alien. I totally admit that. Like, he's alien-ish type.
Yeah.
He's, like, on Mars and Venus and all that type of shit. But the simple fact that he can't pitch because he's hurt and he can only hit, you make him one-sided. If he's a one-sided player, he is not better, in my opinion, than Mike Trout and Mookie Betts.
I have a question though. What happens if he puts up better stats than Mike Trout and Mookie Betts this season? Only hitting.
I will admit that he is.
But he is right.
Wait, but that's what he wants to hear, right?
Of course.
I'm telling you, he is though.
No, but that's what you want to hear, right?
Well,
Mike Trout hit a home run against the Marlins. Who was pitching yesterday for the Marlins?
You can't tell me you're telling me he is without actual substance
Hold
behind
on,
it.
Joey. Did you hear?
That's like homie up there
hold up.
calling me 12 and I'm not 12.
Hey, we're not going to disclose the information
Not
on why he
12.
called you 12.
No,
Anyways.
we're not gonna get into that.
Anyways, Jeremy, everyone heard what you said. He said Ohtani's one of one, an alien, correct?
Of
How
course.
does an alien compare to a human?
Well, the situation that you're taking, that you're looking at, you have to look at is that I don't know baseball like that, but you can use other, I can go into another sport like football.
Dion.
Huh?
Like Dion.
Yeah.
Dion, Bo Jackson.
Dion, yeah, of course,
yeah.
Dion 100%. But look at like Tom Brady is a literal alien when it came to playing the sport. He played with some of the best teams. He played with some of the worst teams, and he still did it.
Yeah, he still killed it.
Mike Trout hasn't won anything.
No, but it's a team sport.
Yeah.
It's a different
But
subject.
Tom Brady did with nobody,
It's a
and he
different.
did it with
Hold
someone.
on. It's a different subject. What we're discussing is an individual's ability to perform at the highest level.
And Ohtani always performs. He literally struck out Mike Trout in the World Baseball Classic.
Okay, I
at
agree,
the
but you
finals.
also have to look at like I brought it up earlier. Look at Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Take Dan Marino
Dan
for
Marino's
instance.
a great, but he's never won anything.
Never
He
won anything. But
Never
would
won
you ever
anything.
say that he's not one of the greatest?
Hell no.
There's no one saying
and
that.
he cuts fucking dope ass promos, dude. I don't know if you saw it. You saw the promo he cut back in the days? There was a promo he was doing for somebody to win tickets to some shit or whatever, and the fucking guy was trying to get him to shoot another take because he was saying it was too much fluff. And Dan Marino came, it's not fucking fluff. I'm not doing this shit all over. Da, 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 da. So they did one more take, and in the take that they did, he cursed every fucking word. And they were like, you got to use the original one. He's like, yeah, send it. That shit was mad funny, yo.
Dan Marino's the perfect example to kind of put into Ohtani or Mike Trout. Is this has Mike Trout won anything? No. Has Mike Trout done a lot? Yes. Did Dan Marino win anything? No. But he's a Hall of Famer. No one's gonna ever not say he's one of the best.
You know who also stunned like that? T-Mac. There was a I think it was a slam photo shoot. I think it was T-Mac, Gilbert Arenas. There was a bunch of them, and I guess they were supposed to be there for 6 hours, and T-Mac was like, "What? Man, we doing this shit in 20 minutes. I'm going home." They literally shot for 20 minutes.
I love it.
And they fucking bounced. That's what you call knowing your value and understanding or whatever it may be.
Yeah, it's
He's gonna pause it. All right, we're good. Yeah, that's basically just knowing your value. Like he just literally just said, he showed how big his fucking nuts were by walking in. They said, oh yeah, we're gonna be here for 6 hours. He was like, nah, we're doing this shit in 20 minutes tops and we're done. You're getting 12 photos and that's it.
That's it.
Call
You're
it a day.
done ski. Listen, yeah. I mean, you know what I was thinking about too? It's so funny. We're talking about so many things, then football came up out of my head. Is this month's the draft, right?
Yeah. I mean, I lost my luster with that shit. It almost like the NFL almost overexposed itself on you to where I only technically really want to watch once the season starts. I don't want to see preseason.
Yeah,
The
no
off-season stuff, while it's cool because guys are getting paid and I'm all for guys getting paid, I'm not really that dialed in. So I'm not dialed into the preseason. I'm not dialed into the off-season. I don't know what's going on.
But then
I'm not
fantasy
dialed
hits
into
and he is
And
dialed
then fantasy
in.
hits and me and EJ is going ballistic.
Dialed.
We're going bananas.
The only reason I pay attention to what's it called, the draft and thing, is so I know who to pick in my first round of fantasy.
Yeah, I agree, but you
First
know.
round pick, if we get the first pick, it's either McCaffrey or Tyreek.
Yeah, you're gonna take McCaffrey. You're gonna take but the draft is, I don't know. The draft was always like the one thing that like I knew what draft day was. Dad was ready. We sit down. We watch the first and second round. But he could watch them.
Dude, there's 7 fucking rounds.
Dude, that's what I was just gonna say. Is I don't know how these diehard. And you know it's so funny because like
The New England Patriots in the 6th round select nowhere state quarterback from fucking like the fuck.
from Arkansas.
It's different if you're the person getting drafted.
No, of course.
Well, yeah,
absolutely.
of course. But
course.
it's I feel like they should televise first and second round, and then the rest should be off.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with that.
Gets you like, okay, if you're the first team, like, who am I gonna pick?
Yeah, like anyone in the first round totally got all the hype around them. They're ready to rock and roll. Second round, still there, but I feel like if I'm getting drafted in the third round, am I excited? Yes, I'm gonna go play in the
right, I'm
pros.
gonna tell you- I'm
but
gonna
I'm
tell
like,
you-
it's the third round.
So EJ, hold on one second. I gotta ask Joey this. So Joey, you've been on the EC show originally with
course.
me and you on it, not just being a guest. You've been on the show, hosting the show with me. Tell me how different doing that is compared to doing this.
It is. It's honestly, it's surreal because it's, there's no one out there, but the feeling, like you were saying earlier, the feeling that there could be people out there. It was definitely like when you were about to turn that camera on, I was like, oh, I don't know if it's gonna go well. But it feels surreal. It's like we've talked about this plenty of times. We've had calls. The WhatsApp chat. I mean, God, when we were in that WhatsApp chat, it was throwing ideas at a wall.
No,
and
not even
hoping they was-
ideas. The fucking trolling that was going on in that shit. Yo, the trolling that was going on in that chat was insane.
Yeah, flaming Marcus to make sure he wore a nice pair of kicks was definitely the best part.
Getting Marcus into actual sports was the hilarious part.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, he did a 180. He knew
Nothing.
And then when we were going through all those times, and you guys were doing it, via live stream, and it was like, I couldn't believe some of the things he was talking about. I'm like, how the hell does he know that?
The pre-production shows, like the pre-shows, where we had to like constantly remind him how to say certain names. Yo, that shit was so funny. It was like Joanna Jędrzejczyk or what's the fighter's name that retired? I'm drawing a blank right now. Khabib.
Oh,
Khabib Amagamenov. Trying to get him to say that shit was like.
Well, no one ever wanted to say that, but he always wanted to try to say the name, and it was like, dude, that name is impossible.
The only one he knew, and I think it was because he was black, was Israel Adesanya. Adesanya, he knew it. He was like, that's my boy. Israel Adesanya, he knew it right away.
Is that UFC 300 this month?
I think it is.
The card looks really stale, though. For 300, like, I get there's always going to be 100th, but, like, it's 300.
Dude, come on. Dana's putting on product like he's selling fucking, like, shit at the supermarket.
He needs to stop worrying about the damn prime and start worrying about these fights, man.
Dude, he is sitting there just shooting fucking, like, there's so much content that he's putting on. It's not even funny.
He's putting out so much. And this card's not bad, but I thought there was going to be at least a few more title matches because there's Hill is fighting, what's his name, Pereira, and then there's Kang is fighting. I don't remember his name. I apologize. I feel horrible for forgetting.
Did you see that they finally agreed, and this is a different sport, they finally agreed, Paul and Tyson, no headgear.
They did.
No winner unless KO'd.
Yeah, I did see that one. That's ridiculous.
But I mean, For me, I hope Tyson knocks his head off.
I don't see a world. I don't see a world where Jake and his brother Logan fight Mike Tyson and win that fight. Mike Tyson at 50, what? He's 57, is literally hitting the bag, and it sounds like a thunderclap. I watched some of his training, like on YouTube. If I catch it, I'll see it, and it's like a 5-minute video.
How about Logan sitting there, not I want to say trolling, but trying to take like clout chasing almost in a sense, and like, oh yeah, Jake got the fight because I didn't take the fight.
Yeah, right. Is Jake doing what he needs to do to try to elevate himself in the boxing field? Yes. Is he going to go far? No one knows.
Who do you think wins the fight?
I think Mike Tyson wins that fight.
I think Mike. Hey, Jeremy, turn on the mic. Yep. Ask the boys, who wins the fight between Jake and Mike?
Yeah. 100% Mike.
No questions asked.
The booth says Mike Tyson's going to win.
The only way Mike Tyson loses is if it's rigged.
No.
Oh, of course. Well, yeah, if Vegas gets involved. I'll do that one for your boy Jake.
Oh, fuck. Jesus. See, this goes to show you that people actually watch the show, okay? They watch the show, they tune in, they support us, they listen.
My lunch break is the best. I literally Mondays, I know I get apologized in advance. Tuesdays, I get the EC show, and it's great. My first 2 days of the week for lunch is the best part of it.
Dude, I'm trying to create so much content. I'm just trying to keep it moving one step at a time, just keep going. My phone has been blowing up while I've been sitting on this fucking couch like there's no tomorrow. Is there anything else we got to touch? Anything else?
I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Joey, I appreciate you joining me. Guys, make sure you click like, subscribe on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. Once again, the show is sponsored by KD Power Greens, our urban farm microgreens company that myself and my kids own. For all you pickleball merch, guys, go to nostringsattachedpb.com to get all your pickleball merch. And for all your EC Respect merch, our military edition, shout out to the military, coming out May 3rd. You can visit EnasiaColon.com. ENASIACOLON.com. Boys in the Booth, appreciate y'all. EJ, thank you again. We'll see you next episode. Appreciate you guys.